When it comes to choosing the greatest album by the Beatles, the debate is almost endless. Nearly every release in their catalog carries the weight of innovation and cultural impact. 1967's Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band is often hailed as a groundbreaking artistic statement that redefined the very concept of what an album could be, while 1969's Abbey Road stands as a beautifully polished finale to their creative journey, widely regarded as a masterpiece. Even 1970's Let It Be, despite the tension-filled sessions behind it, remains a powerful and memorable release. And yet, beyond all the critical rankings and fan debates, one member of the band had a clear personal favorite. For George Harrison, the album that stood above the rest was none other than their 1965 classic, Rubber Soul. Released on December 3, 1965, Rubber Soul marked the band's sixth studio album, arriving at a time when their global fame was already firmly established. Expectations were sky high, but rather than simply repeat their earlier formula, the Beatles delivered something deeper and more refined. The album was both a commercial triumph and a critical success, with many observers noting a clear artistic leap forward. It revealed a band growing more introspective, more adventurous, and increasingly focused on crafting cohesive albums rather than just collections of hit singles. Rubber Soul is the best Beatles album according to George Harrison. There's little doubt that Rubber Soul represents one of the most pivotal moments in the Beatles' career. While earlier records like Please Please Me, A Hard Day's Night, Beatles for Sale, and Help captured their infectious energy and pop brilliance, Rubber Soul showed a band beginning to stretch its creative boundaries. Songs such as Drive My Car, Norwegian Wood, This Bird Has Flown, and Think for Yourself highlighted a noticeable shift in tone and ambition. The music felt richer, the lyrics more reflective, and the overall sound more experimental, drawing from folk rock influences and incorporating new textures that would later define their most celebrated work. Looking back during the Beatles anthology, Harrison himself spoke fondly of the album, describing it as a moment of discovery and transformation. He recalled how the band became increasingly aware of new sonic possibilities, experimenting with sounds they hadn't previously explored. For him, Rubber Soul wasn't just another album, it was the point where everything began to blossom, both musically and personally. At the same time, the album marked a challenging period for Harrison. As a songwriter, he was still finding his footing alongside the prolific partnership of John Lennon and Paul McCartney. Having started writing songs much later than his bandmates, Harrison admitted that contributing material worthy of inclusion was an intimidating task. The pressure to match the quality of Lennon-McCartney compositions made the experience both demanding and formative for him as an artist. Part of what makes Rubber Soul so significant, and why Harrison held it in such high regard, is the way it captures the Beatles in transition. Lyrically, the album moved beyond the simplicity of their early love songs, embracing more nuanced, personal themes. Musically, it expanded their palette, blending pop with folk, rock, and subtle hints of other genres that would broaden their artistic identity. As McCartney later pointed out, the band had simply outgrown their earlier perspectives. Writing as young adults meant exploring deeper emotions and more complex ideas, something that Rubber Soul reflects throughout its runtime. It's an album shaped by growth, not just as musicians, but as individuals navigating fame, creativity, and self-expression. For Harrison specifically, the record also marked a significant step forward in his own development. Tracks like If I Needed Someone and Think for Yourself showcased a songwriter beginning to emerge with confidence and a distinct musical voice. Though still evolving, his contributions hinted at the brilliance he would later fully realize. Of course, naming a single Best Beatles album is nearly impossible, especially considering the groundbreaking work they continued to produce afterward, including Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. But Harrison's choice offers a unique and personal perspective, highlighting a moment when the band's creativity, ambition, and identity aligned in a particularly meaningful way. Decades after its release, Rubber Soul remains more than just a classic album. It stands as a defining chapter in the Beatles' story, a record that not only signaled their artistic coming of age, but also left an enduring imprint on the evolution of modern music and popular culture.